My name is Justina. Justina.
Windows.
And it's good to be here with all of you.
We are going
to be considering the topic of patriarchy and feminism. I think it's more or less similar to the things that Vivian is So, usually when we start back home, we interact. I don't know if you do that as well.
Yes, I am feminism to say, video open.
Okay, so I'll be asking questions, talking to each other because we'll be discussing.
Okay, so when I this year, you want to say, Obiaba ever the Humber Shembi, Obebi Safashi, Obey, no, yes, you will be saying, they are there in idea of the Shembi.
So, with the midnight cry, I'm sure we're all familiar with the midnight cry.
It is your Ghana Dunti and Muna, what did it say? It's
all culminated in the topic of equality.
You want to say a year and I don't see a moon and come someone. Did you know trouble with the
specifically gender equality?
Niti to page now, Opa and the Bema and
we studied from a lot of different topics, a lot of histories that all concluded the similar thing.
Okay, to her, if I you can free at the Siam money,
when we studied the king of the north, the south, through the history of pirates,
it will say that and council with Peter in here. You want to say a shall see free a year and a 4 feminine, a TV feminine, and a pirates or on some and one back or some. Nina, they say about 1 a year.
For example, we saw that relationship with the king of the north and the king of the south as an opposite relationship.
Okay, to what said the title when you want to say a year, brave more and TV film in any and a 4 film in it, and Kitama or more, any a brabodia or more. Nina,
where the king of the south has got inequality and the king of the north has got inequality.
Said they would say a TV film in it, a year paya any and a 4 film in it, paya any.
We also saw through the counterfeit.
It sounds so good, a year to say counterfeit, to say a natural and a dark and society.
That's the counterfeit is a copy of this movement.
It you want to say a year movement, you are not see another 2 women, then Sasua and your pepe, and I say outro.
And the form of equality that they uphold is almost similar but different to what we uphold.
Okay, I didn't say you want to say to say in Kita, Pepe, you move, near the 2 years associate the only Pepe, and so any like what do you want?
So once all those topics are pointed us to gender equality.
It's your best addition, not a J.A. the about the group, and yet Pepe was saying that I will buy any bear money.
We started looking closer to the issue of gender equality and feminism.
It's your grandma, you shut your pair, your pay more power addition, a fat bear man or bar. Pepe was saying any affair so a man found with dear or more pressure or money, my big net not paying back.
One other thing that also helped us to see that our taste in our history is equality.
It's a dear back one, it sounds so quiet, my own Saba Passami, say, see, Pepe, you only say everything.
is when we went back to the Millerite history.
It is after your poor, your cheap of a bed with a miller or mabako seminua.
When Ellen White speaks about the third angel's message,
they read the press Sister White and Nasser White and Casafa or Bofo Cosumi and Sam and Cranston.
we saw that in the 1850 history, which was supposed to be their Sunday law.
It you will say about 1850 about Seminua, not the was a Yakosia Damra.
The issues that were there at the time were about slavery.
Because you're right, and someone that time never possible and white time now and Kaya Sunday long, they are never possible Padley and Quato.
And in the 1888 history,
after you see a Sunday 1888 about Seminua.
The issue that was supposed to test them was the Sunday Sabbath issue.
And you also see you say and someone that was a form here, because you had any men that wants them.
So when we looked a bit more at the issue of slavery in America,
it is here share and some Kakrafa and Quato America.
we traced the structures and how that issue developed.
It is you, Sabina, among a show and a young yard, they who said the CAA,
and then comparing it to our history.
Next year, the Baba took to Yale Shabako someone.
We then saw that similar developments took place.
The Tiabu said, and Sayaka cry, a poswa, a new quantity.
But now the issues that were developing in our history were of gender equality.
It is here, a year, Nina, Yanni, Poyani, Wabako, Efa ye brain so pepe and double bali beman.
So that's why we zoomed in and we concentrated on gender equality until now. We know for sure that that is our test.
Okay, tell me that my actually year pa only say and no equality for beman or bar and tell and not any year somewhere ending.
So with that in mind,
it is what I dream woman.
We want to look into the issue of feminism.
It is a better as some and fat or bar or more pre or more farm with the celebrate or money bear my age happening about.
And then we'll compare it to the flip of the coin. The flip up to the other side of the coin.
Okay, tia perfect. Best on swap share a year or more pine non so no, and also about the same kakra,
Which is patriarchy.
Hey, no so yeah, and member to me.
That's what we'll be doing together during this time.
Okay, tia no the in a year by the campo near fishing and very easy.
So we'll start off with where we started training feminism.
It's after the first year after baby, I shall say, or banning them or buy a pretty family.
By the way, can someone tell us what feminism is?
It's yet answer or best that will be the TV chair, see a camp feminism, so or buy a pretty family, say. Betting your way. So or buy every kind of family, the kind of word feminism, say. Will be more so will be or buy the family feminism.
Oh, and then someone else said it.
Women having a go right at
Okay, sir, or buy Bibenia and also so the family. Set us all with them and Cassandra. And so he's trying to say that, yeah, when woman looking for his equal right.
That's true. Someone else in their own understanding.
It will be to get in the action for one Cassalentia, see a feminism. Yeah, Max
Say, obey family society.
Okay, when a woman wants equal
Seeking freedom in the society.
Okay. So I think both your answers, I agree with them.
It was this one here, and we hear me now, no one we are doing.
Because women in society,
if you say, see a share a man, I will impart a woman.
they realize the inequalities that were happening in society.
I am say, pay and so I will impart a woman.
And they decided to call it enough. They decided it was enough.
It's I don't so,
no, like the opportunity of India.
Bruce, okay. The woman said, pay and so, or banny bear mountain or a mountain. afei hu ne sɛ ayetu te sa abro so
and they had to stand for what they thought in their mind was their rights.
Okay, afei no deɛ wɔsɔ ɛma ɛyɛ ne sɛ afei mbetimi asɔre agyina na ɔmo akoagye ɔmo fa ahodie.
So we start off with the first wave feminism.
Eti yɛbɛhwɛ anammɔn a edi nkan ɛfa pɛpɛpɛ yɛ mmaa ɛpɛrɛ.
This was around 1948.
Eti ewu sɛ ɛno nso so ɛhyɛ aseɛ firi 1848.
There was a convention at a place called Seneca Falls.
Eti yɛbɛhu sɛ yɛhu nhyiamu bi a ɛkɔɔ so ɛwɔ Seneca Falls ɛwɔ America.
So before there had been a World Anti-Slavery Convention.
Eti ansana saa nhyiamu wei sɛ ba bɛkɔ so saa nhyiamu wei yɛ nhyiamu a na ɔmo de ko atia nkoatɔ ansana ɛba bɛkɔ so no.
And other meetings that would happen in that history.
Eti yɛhwɛ a yɛbɛhu sɛ nhyiamu doɔ bebree kɔ so wɔ saa abakɔsɛm no.
So women were not involved in those meetings. Usually it was males who would convene.
Okay, eti yɛbɛ saa meetings nhyiamu ahodoɔ a ɛkɔ so no nyinaa ne yɛhu mmaa wɔ mu na yɛ mmarima nko ara.
And these two women, they saw that because they also wanted to contribute in society.
Eti yɛhu mmaa mmienu bi a na ɔmo nso so na ɔmo gye ɔmo ho di sɛ ɔmo nso betumi aboa ɛwɔ ɔmo mpata mu.
So they began a movement and they convened in a place called Seneca Falls.
Eti afei ɔmo nso so yɛ ɔmo adwene sɛ ɔmo bɛdɔn ne saa nhyiamu wei sɛ yɛ Seneca Falls Convention na ɛkɔ so wɔ America na ɔmo nso de ɔmo bɛhyɛ mu bi.
We are not going to go into detail too much with these waves. I just want to highlight so that we know where they are coming from and where they are going.
Eti ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ saa ɛwɛ mu bebree na emu ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkasa ho ɛyɛ ni na ɔmo baabi a yɛfiri ɛne baabi a yɛkɔ.
So this began a wave of feminism, which we call the first wave.
Eti wei ne ɛkwan a edi nkan a ɛwɔ ɛfa ɛma a ɔmo pere ɔmo fa abodie. Wei ne anammɔn edi nkan.
And to just cut it short, they were called suffragettes in that history.
Eti sɛ yɛbɔ ne tiawa no yɛbɛhu sɛ saa wɔ abakɔsɛm wei sɛ mu no.
Where
okay, tell mom Baba G, dear friend said suffrages. Suffrages. Okay, so I'm place on being about to.
And women were willing to suffer for their rights.
And you said, I know also
so this first wave of feminism,
it is a son more thing kind of a mafa with game one.
It lasted until around the 1919 to 1920.
Or swap of the year 1919 to 1920.
And the women gained education.
It's a Musafi, Mammy, but the Dinkum.
They managed to gain the right to vote.
It's a Femina, Arena, Ewo, 1990 to 1920, Safia,
so before in America, politics was run by men and everything. Everyone in top offices and everything was run by men.
It is your nephew, Sabrina, said, I walk America, open about the Biago to a Cassia and Epita, or one I heard the elections in 2024 in Ghana. Eti ote year 2024 odin say 2024 na year ye besimi about to be so Ghana.
So if it was back in this time,
eti se na te sa breve say ya
it would be only the males who go to the polling station and vote.
Enti na ke be ye me man kwa ne be ko eye about to be ya ha to Ghana.
The women were not involved in those processes.
Enti ka so ne say ka ma ne de ko mu ne mu chefe bia.
So that's first wave feminism. It's I won't describe how far they suffered for.
Okay, it is a was and I'm waiting can we say or person or many a crowd or missing bread a fast and I'm told we say,
but they fought until they gained the right to participate in the voting process.
And so almost was swap the sea bra or Munya would say a film meeting out one.
And then we mark the second wave of feminism. Usually mark it in 1968. So there's this woman called Freedom. And she wrote a book. It was called The Feminine Mystique. So in this history, remember it's now in the 1960s. This is now the period after the world wars have been fought. And in the time period of the world wars, remember all the soldiers were males. And the First World War and the Second World War, they lasted for years. And because most of the male population were drafted into the army to go and fight, therefore the industries had to continue running. Back home, the industries, the manufacturing industries, different industries where they produce different goods and machinery and everything. Okay. Remember, the males are the ones who used to work in those industries. And now they've gone for war. So there was no option but for the women to go and continue running the industry. So the women started working in industries. They realized that they could also do this work that all this time they were not being involved in. And when the men came back from the wars, they now wanted their place back in society. And they wanted the women back into the kitchen. So some of these women, they fought because they saw it was not fair. Because they saw that all this time they've been excluded to things that they could do. So Betty Friedan wrote this book. And she criticized that mindset that said that women can only take care of children in the home. And yeah, this is also where that term that was coined for personal is political. That what affects the individual affects the politics of the place as well. So there were many things that were happening in this second wave of feminism. But we usually mark it from 1968 to 1989.
Okay, no, I have here 1968 and 1969. you know, I had from 1958 to 1989, and you can have a moment at Toshimino, a fat and my family or more.
What are some of the victories that women gained in that history?
It's a woman and new and Yama who do be a man to me, and was possibly the same. The woman is inside the shadow by the Shia, big actually. And Yama baby sadly when they said during this history, man between gaining. Omutime edition. Actually, I said this, so it's a question. Young as I
They gave me access.
okay.
They gave me access.
Everyone said, Omunya, to me, and rebel to me.
Legal access for what?
And rebel to me, it is a say.
They get right to vote.
Right to vote.
No.
It's from first week. I want to go with it. When we say the name,
Can we have one person at a time? So,
okay, to say, but any my town.
so I'll move from Aaron and then to
Maxwell.
So you said they gained legal, right?
Yeah.
For what? If you can explain better so we all can all understand.
And he said the error Cassia Omunya to me, dear one Konya, and Ramu to me, and Ramu to one so business and Ramu to me by son, and to my own room, the potty. I mean, this is how much. So I'm translating one. What Vivian was saying that when they go to the war and when the men were exclusive. So when the men came back and the women realized that they were able to take over upon the industries. So this is the case where Betty wrote that book to criticize that. So in this case, we are trying to say that the book that
We have one person at a time, please.
So what Vivian was trying to say that when Betty wrote that book, it was the access that she gained to express herself that they have capable to be they capable to do those industrial ways.
Thank you, Vivian. Okay, so you wanted to say something? No.
They also fought for equal salary with men. Yeah, because what men can do, they also can do. That means that they can earn equal salary with men. And at the same time, they achieve many things in political, especially when you said about some the wives of American politicians, like the wives, the first ladies in this history, they help here.
And okay, the only can say, oh, I for Monso and Behonos, a man, but be now, I say, almost betting your jacket, you have a pair, said a man so edgy, I will am the and then the woman would want a canny there because on by the whistle almost so, the man betting ya, almost betting ya, I be sad.
Thank you for that contribution.
That's it was sad and one.
But I wouldn't say equal salary per se.
And she on Pesed or Beckham is salary is a person.
Because even up to today,
it is an anti-overseen.
you still see that men are paid more than women in society.
To go say, when we say, a man jacket, a man way of pattern.
So maybe in that line,
it's a was happening.
one of the things that I remember is they managed to also be able to get credit cards.
It is actually basis in the Sanasa, what can I say? Almost so good, so almost betting me as a credit card.
Because in that history, it was males who would have all those privileges.
If it's a new minister was about what's in the man, one was happening and said, or multiple some credit cards.
So Masha wanted to say something.
Okay.
And I'm actually got this whole thing.
Oshe vote na ye kana
Then you consider the vote that we are talking about.
1920 na nye me na nya akwan to enya akwan to aba.
In 1920, there was not all the women who get the access to vote.
By about 1968 kwa.
That is but when we look at from 1968,
Hello there. And many now both black women and white women in your quiet father.
Then we consider that both the white women and the black women, they all get access to vote.
And one I am say, a man in your quiet day.
So at that period, that determines that all the women get access to vote.
Thank you very much. It's a very important point.
Okay, to also that's what the maximum is where you are to a cobia and also movie.
Because they were coming from a history of slavery.
If we said you're free, a year and Bapasama, a year and Watosu.
And black people in general were excluded from a lot of things.
If we say a ram also swine, you will say, before no day you will feel your mom go the brave.
So when we marked it for the right to vote in the first wave,
it is your share and I'm already in Kaina, and mine now when you're with the two.
these were white women.
A man, we are
Because generally in the society, blacks were not even involved in many things.
if you say, a share, young pattern one, you will say before the day, never be brave, one man, no money, which are family.
So like Marsha is saying,
And it is not a Maxwell air cannon.
by the time second wave feminism,
Well, a Brian, a year and a moment, a tossing me, you fight a mafia with you.
you can also see black women being involved.
I feel no one to say that we suffered before man was one.
But they were only involved because it was also an advantage.
If he said, no, so one who shame will be said, I pray you be a home.
Because if more women would vote,
If he says, yeah, we say, a man be brave to me at to a bar.
if you are the party that gives these women the right to vote,
You send a party based on a man when I say, on betting me at work, and they are a party and no one when I need them.
then you know that these women will definitely vote for your party.
In Taffy, that's how we send it. Said it's your barrier or some of the same and the poor and they said it's in your battle.
So one of the legal rights that Aaron mentioned
And also, a 2 million and bra, not able to come myself. 2 million family.
is that before the 1970s,
And the answer the year upon 1970s.
marital rape was not considered as rape in society.
Please come again.
Marital rape.
Okay. It's in here when he said, no, outside our for that's a sexual harassment. Said, yeah, Emma, who be more our for, so that's all forcing the worker for Adam. And then you will say a rape.
But after the 1970s,
And after 1970,
then a woman, even though they are married, if the husband comes and forcefully sleeps with her or rapes her.
Okay, after 1970s, near you say, I say, but it will say, some way our for now, who come for us or banning mamma, I saw in the bed for so after Babel will say a rape on tour.
She had the right to go and be heard in court.
I feel we have 2 years or no, so let me call. I say, Nibia, I pursue us, I pursue, and as I was a mine.
So in this history again, we mark victories also in contraception. I'll focus more on reproductive rights.
Okay, see, that's our history. You say, man, you don't say, you don't rape so as some was and also you hear by a timid game. Yet he had also a better ma reproductive and
Contraceptive, a common fashion.
Okay.
In this history, there was a court case named Griswold versus Connecticut. I'll write it down.
Okay. It is a head, sir, about the same way, say, one swat. yɛbɛnya case bi a ɔto din sɛ Chris North versus
Connecticut.
Ti never see a case a better one. I was about to say. The was a woman and ma a family, and my more productive health, or my the family, a young woman. So, you won't say no contraceptive, and your mom will get the boy won't buy free and warm or brown when you're ready to sell no.
So, before this court case,
and he answered us as a Libyan ceremony.
Women could not gain access to contraceptive, to proper contraceptive.
But in your mamma, when I saw baby Subram, a double of my dear feelings.
There were a lot of laws that were put up against them.
But in your brown do be brand near the church man.
If you remember, maybe you've studied about Margaret saying, I'm saying if maybe you had done the studies on contraception.
Okay, to a name said, yeah, I see a fast contraceptive, a round one, yeah, the boy won't buy free means
if you don't, because I want to hear also when she speaks, if you have one person speaking, I think that's because I get confused when people speak at the same time.
Okay, I say I am not young trainer back, or Casavia, the back of his head, and I won't confused.
So if someone wants to say something, then we can give each other 10 minutes.
Okay, 2 Casa,
so if you remember Margaret saying, I think we've heard that name.
It is your chance, I don't see a kite Margaret, as some of kindness here, Kaya.
She fought very much for contraception.
And you wouldn't say, or Casa, put one a year, a bomb by free means him.
So not so long after, we also have Roe versus Wade.
It's your home to see your room. As some are also at Raw. I want Raw name Wade in social.
This was a case that that one for women to be able to have abortion.
But you also have some back one and also my pine said, and I said, a beer pine saw or party to me, a yin saying.
So these were victories in terms of reproductive rights.
It is your share a man far good year, and no more pray, and a moment and toss you now. We wouldn't put in the other one or with me again, and that's setting me kind.
Along with other victories that we've all discussed.
And he any side and couldn't be able to and I was so able to go. Me now, and a moment toss you.
I picked these ones up because they're going to concentrate more with our topic. I want to develop more on these issues.
And he answered up on the set or my agent in the bread, a fassa, a ma, means and so on.
So, I was saying feminism, these are women who are fighting for their rights in society.
It is your feminism, a ma, or more, a 2 or 5 would be away in pattern.
So afterwards, we marketed Wave.
It's answered a better a year and a more also in
1991.
They also would say from 1981.
Third wave of feminism.
It's your own sleep and a more also in a father and my farm with your mother.
People continue to fight for their women's rights.
And to have a lipa man be process or also what you want to me.
Here we mark a case of a woman called Anita Hill.
Okay, it's your head to me about the room when you have back on your friend said Anita House. No,
what happened with Anita Hill was so unfortunate.
And she was again a see or Anita Hill.
We have in the Supreme Court of America.
That your head would say, well, I said, Libya, or America, a friend says Supreme Court.
There is a man called Clarence Thomas.
That he knew what Ben may be a friend said Clarence Thomas.
He was the first black person to be elected in the Supreme Court.
That he only software or didn't kind of know Supreme Court to America.
No, when they choose a judge, the Supreme Court is like the highest court in America.
It is a Supreme Court now. It is a court to see a part of America.
So when they choose a judge,
It is so what I tell you.
they get in a panel and they start questioning him about his past and how he views certain things in society.
It has said, a shall see beside our woman and some, a far and yama, our woman, a year, a woman pattern.
So the case of Anita Hill came up.
And he wore a little hole, not saying when the Baba said,
when she said that she was sexually harassed by Clarence Thomas.
It was brown, Baba can't say, Clarence Thomas, at yet and found dear, so I was young and nothing.
So she was treated in a bad way. They chose not to believe her, and eventually Clarence Thomas got the position.
Now, after when we said they were first what it's in war, and no one said not to so Clarence Thomas still, I sound so money to be army.
So you're saying sexual harassment.
But you are better who said, and not and no more amity, and no more farm.
So it's in this history we haven't really marked victories in the issue of sexual harassment.
And he said, that's how Papa said, we say, no. There was here to me and your own. Okay, I want a pair of me and son. I about the young woman, dear, had a facet or bar everything I didn't want free and now I'm here.
Remember, by the time we get to, for example, the issue of 2014, maybe even before that, 2011.
Okay, say about the Kaya, I never say, well, 2014, about the same one, I said, 2011.
We see movements like the Me Too movement.
It's a move, it will be on sorry, from the Me Too movement.
Which are women also complaining about sexual harassment.
A man so a casa efa, almost so a nebu, I'm a fatty
in their different spheres.
I know more casa or a choir would do a prayer to no more. Yeah. Okay.
But most of these cases with the women in the Me Too movement.
It won't young and how do the brace on a man that was a chorus here to the Me Too movement.
Say that society chooses not to side with the women or to understand them.
And he will say, boy, what a moment. A much I say so, or more at 2 or more 2 or more say.
And
almost as they say, the woman will say, no matter the man come here, as a society will come.
A man of the society. Okay. To a woman so bad, Katie said a bear won't so bad defended. Okay. I'm trying to say that they were chambers. Thank you.
so these are the waves of feminism that we've been tracing as a movement.
And you will be a fire who boy. You go to a casa farm, I will have my far with ya, or was so winner, I will Yanam to
where we've seen different victories that have been won.
And you won't say, well, I had your room, and when dear, I will go the brave. In rap, not outside.
So, from our time of the end, 1989,
it is a very Brian 1989.
2001,
Let me see 2001.
when we are almost at the standing law.
After you look at Adam somehow. The new close of probation.
And then the second amendment.
After any yes, Sumaya to you.
We are still in this history, but almost at the standing law. And our increase of knowledge has been about the Sunday law.
Has been
about feminism. Us understanding more about the histories of what took place. And how it affects us in our history. And then the formalization of this increase of knowledge. The formalization of this increase of knowledge.
2019, the message no more feminism.
Has culminated in radical feminism.
Radical feminism between. Okay. Say a man had from far with you and your damn one. So what they family and family.
And you said what you said in English?
Said how they are using forceful. They are forcing to get their right, women in the society.
That's what we call them.
They are not giving up.
Yeah, they are not giving up. This radical. We wanted to translate the radical into our local language. And we are trying to say that they are trying their best without giving up to get their right.
Okay. So, all right, I appreciate that, but how else can we understand radical feminism?
And see, I can't radical feminism. Here, a kind of so being a sense of first TRC.
Does anyone else want to share how they understand radical?
But you will go back to me actually and tell them TRC.
You were saying something? Please. I'd like to hear what you were saying. No, I want to hear what you were saying.
And to Esther, I saw what you on Kasai. And to one day. Okay, Peter.
It's a movement.
The group is seeking equal opportunity.
And everyone who says, I will remove you or more pay.
But they are using some means to achieve that opportunity. Like they are seeking equal rights with men, but they are using some ways to achieve that goal.
And the effort pay or more penny now, or more effort will go the place. So, high enough and back with the moon, I will go the place only where and of the person, and pay a walk on it, the mountain. Like, Peter, I know where time. Like, okay.
Okay. What I realized in my studies is like two political means.
It's your winner said, a crown will do the another fast and say, well, I'm yourself.
Two political,
like
through political means.
yes. So that is how one of the ways that I recognize they are now pursuing to get equal rights.
And the error said, well, I'm yourself, fine, so let me so. And also, you're coming back. No one knows to say, or they want you on family.
So when you say the group, you said which group is it that you're talking about?
And you know,
I thought I was talking about the Me Too movement.
Okay, I was still asking about the radical feminism. How we understand radical.
Okay, it was well as well radical feminism. So,
okay, last year the level of
until you said I'm super serious and not
One thing I realized that we want to pursue that women education.
it's after the big back one who is said that a man and rest of many of family and so a man will make a school.
say women and what?
Women education.
Women and what?
Women
Education.
We go to universities, we go to training colleges, we go to any institution. institution that women, they are also there.
It don't have pressure, yeah, but for you, what it be said, and my go school, and man was said, yeah, do a more. To one say you are for me, the band, them will use school, crying more than that nephew. Now, if you say, their man in go school. To ensure your mind back, then a man per se, and also more for a doing family, they say, or most of the young addition include too.
Thank you all of you for your contribution.
To you, the women must say a far more our world.
But if we notice what we have been describing is this words that were already defined.
It is here, especially maybe so our day can was to sell radical feminism and the
radical feminism.
A mafa would give you one.
Because when we asked about what feminism is,
it is one baby is here, we say, come mafa would be a treasure.
In a simple sense, we say it's women seeking for rights in society.
It is what Kettle is so fine, so no, and I need to say a ma or more home farm with the hour in pattern.
And more or less, we've just been describing these rights, how they are seeking these rights.
It's your nonsense, and I feel as you say, you have to share some with your was and make everything.
But when we add the word radical to feminism,
it's your face, a good baby say, or put up a seven. Yeah, the radical ever become feminism.
I heard someone saying they are doing it by force.
It's after one day, the woman said, they didn't want to say, after what they were shaping and on the day.
I don't blame you because radical also is also seen in that light.
It's one move like a young teacher say, you can't work radical now, and also check and your damn mind so.
When you go to the dictionary,
let's also see a far and woman and my in church, woman, put up a say, you can't say dictionary now.
Radical just means roots.
This come again, it means
roots or yeah,
R-O-O-T.
like the roots of the plant.
Okay. It is your part dictionary, my you say, I can't radical, actually, a him, a dear being him.
So, radical feminism.
It is your camp and radical feminism
seeks to uproot patriarchy.
It is you say, and yes, sir, and men market to me, him,
and the
layer to two. Yes, you two men and member to me, him, you just here for
but by going to the root cause of the issue.
And as also see a poor and yet at the end of family by pie, don't super year.
That's what radical feminism is.
Until only really says here, radical feminism said the city and said, ye two, a member to me, you not see a free one.
It's not necessarily by force.
And yes, I say, a kateshi by heart be silent.
It's just identifying the root cause of the issue, what's causing the problem.
Okay, I say, ye won't sa a member to me, dear, with our the farmer by the baby potty, pa, a fear ever.
That when you see a company employing men only,
it is your group and you may go beyond or more far a man going to man.
What causes that mindset?
It you never say I'm being for and an entire tree.
Radical feminism seeks to educate to reach to the core issues.
But after I say I want to remember the woman say, a year or a man myself or moon of them on one.
So that when society is educated,
and face a walk of Bassy and Patamoon, yet they are far at the Sian
then they can change their mindset or worldview.
It after Bassa goes as a sign
and see why it's important, why it's necessary, why it's beneficial to also employ women.
It after my baby said, after and if I swear was to say, you better employ a fat and mouse to swear to maybe.
So that's what we've been learning and understanding more about.
But you will need a Yamaha coalition, a fat radical feminism, and I said Yamaha will say a radical feminism.
Take issue by issue.
It is here a fat and Sembi, a seat and Sembi so.
To go and look at what's causing this kind of behavior.
And then you dear a Taisa is Sue say
and how can we change our worldview.
And they said she let me as a son,
so that's what we've been tracing with feminism and radical feminism.
And he said, yes, he was why, yes, you will find a man far good year. And then at the said, to a member to me, dear, said, dear, free one.
A movement that has been seeking to reorder society.
If you move the poor, or air family,
to educate the people. And to implement the principles of equality.
No one would do a year
When we continue with our topic, remember I said at the beginning, we want to see also the other side.
The young guys are chassis and no, I'll just say, very a far baby so
of patriarchy.
A far a year amendment to me, so that sounds swapping. I don't see at this one so far.
So far, does anyone have questions on what we've done?
Maybe I have a see, you would be 100 more was in Safa Capra, the young change
Any contribution?
And I said it would be the one with the camera. It is in a simple sign.
Only women are fighting for the rights in this history, or we have other people, other colleagues that are also fighting. That's also brutal, and they are seeking for that also like one understand.
It is the Indian cancer. I am behind you. Would say I am and an April on family. And I said, you will probably be so on a man. I'm also coming so much to the pro family.
And you were talking about the use of Sunday.
It is no can be far a India air Dawson, 2021, they are opposite Adam Run.
So if I understand, Sunday will be that you are against women's rights.
And so what I said, they are then just say, Adam Run, they am ready, Elwetia, and my a farm with you. And then say, we a bear man, answer or bands so farm with you.
So if that the only issue that we are tackling in this issue, that's women's rights.
And yes, I had no Obisasa, and Basana, a man who found with you, and I say, or found with you for being so bad, and also was here had come on.
So we'll go more into the question when we come back in our lesson.
It is said, Belezia be some. Or those who call Nadina and Assembly said, and Sunday sounds so bad.
But what we have done, we just trace history of what happened.
And that's what the INI about some of why I shall say, a nation, F. Yes, you
With these ways of feminism.
F. and a more who are a Martha
And how they have been fighting for rights in society.
and they said they will see a coach or far with the other pattern.
But you will see when we look more into patriarchy.
That's what say a just say a few year power and member to me, dear one.
We're going to see that it involves much more than just women being oppressed.
And here we say a Casafa and member who be a chain and man. Okay,
So we'll go more into your question when we continue with our topic, if that's okay.
And you are not going to send the Sunday suit, the prior to Swa, the Casa family.
But to just put it in short, it's more than just women, but women contribute to much more of the population of society.
And you know, say, a man, a family where boy, a man, matter where we say a man, a cross society, the pioneer chain member.
There are other people like the LGBTQ.
That you won't call you can go to be swan, LGBTQ
children,
and Palanso so
different people in society who also suffered under the hand of patriarchy.
okay, and also so you're going to say a buy and pattern where ma LGBT4 and Kora, or phobia, or a fat or young, and now a jam to me, I put our multi.
But remember, when we trace a story, we trace, like in this case, we're tracing feminism.
And this year, I was a Sabbath for some young lady, a man found in front of the swat, yes, sure.
That's why it seems like we're just talking about women, because we're tracing a particular particular story.
Okay, tell I never may have some one in the other as I said, and my family young one in the Yanas went to Sa, there were a man, my child doing LGBT name, and Quran so found the also.
But you understand that if you understand this, the principles of feminism, radical feminism.
And the idea of at the young said, so what is our reaction? I was saying the ultimate sa to be deal with time and married to us in year to year. I was here to make sense.
You would have understood the principles of treating any individual equally in society.
Okay, it is yet to be see I admit it, and member to me dear, in Nasidia, and a better pay and fat and my travel grown. I was so little being and you need to pay the panther, was here to
so for now, we're going to end here.
And he will pray and the best see what happened.
So pray and close.
Okay, Tia, one point. You know what money about this year? What to many of the game in our dear. Yeah, that was it. Sir, I was gave me so dear my. As well as a many super time. That kind of additional will to transform a character. The other more necessary was our enemy. Now, I don't know to be in the same family. If you are able to enough also from the kind of side. For some of you, I will be satisfied. Amen.